Welcome back for game 2 of Astro up against Morphia. And yeah, game 1 went pretty substantially in Astro's way.
It was a great game, and I think we're going to have a better one coming into game 2. It was actually pretty close.
What was that?
I don't
Do
know,
that
man.
again.
I tried to do a tier voice.
Do that again.
A great game. Was that pretty good? I think that was pretty.
Just give me this.
I think that was
Here, it needs to go here. You ready?
where? No, anything but the hair.
Just
Not the hair.
look,
Not the hair.
Look, it looks perfect.
No, not the hair. Manny,
You've lost him now. Anyway, game 2 is going to be coming out. Yeah, Astro are one game away of getting themselves into the finals this week. Up against, we don't know who their opposition is just yet because the other semi-final is still ongoing as well. It is a best of 3, these semi-finals, so there's still a chance for Morphia to get back into it.
And honestly, Morphia, they were winning game 1 early game. They weren't able to translate that into the late game. I think they're going to be much fresher heading into game 2. We saw that early F6 when the game was very close. A lot of frustration on that squad. Astro, though, good job for them for kind of weathering the early game storm and coming out with the win.
Good play from them. Can they do it the same again in picks and bans? Let's find out right now.
And right away here, let's take a look at the bans. I would like to see Robin Wukong banned again. Obviously, 2 top gods that you can't let through. That Khumba, though, providing a lot of disruption in the team fights. Maybe Morphia could ban that away if they don't want to deal with it.
And that's the funny thing is the Morphia were the ones that went down that path of trying to ban away the support gods.
Yes.
Khumbakarna was left up, and Astro, they knew.
Yeah, they knew.
They knew what they were going to do. They knew they were going to go deep into the god pool that Zigox had, and it paid off.
Astro don't want to play Robin if it's available, it appears, so they're going to ban that away. And the question here is Morphia, who do they ban away? I believe it was Khepri last time, but they're going to go with the Chiron, recognizing that the push a little bit too strong. Although I really don't think we saw the Chiron be that effective.
I mean, he got some good ultimates off during the team fights for the slows and penetration. He survived nicely.
But it was less about he was just effective in the team fights. Like,
but you don't want to, I guess you don't want to give people comfortable gods is the big key there.
That's true.
Surprisingly, though, Batz gets locked in when Khepri's available. Remember, Amaterasu and Sol not available this week for play.
Oh, man.
But
Get me out when that comes available.
Locked in. So will we see Khepri?
I would like to imagine so, but it appears Morphia, they'd rather go with Athena. And that's interesting, right? Last game, they ban away the Khepri, obviously because they think it's strong. But Geb and, Geb and Athena were both open, and they elect to go into the Geb. This time they want the Athena, and they steal away Astro's Chronos. I almost would have preferred to see a Geb there and run the Athena in like a solo.
Well, they could have run Athena Khepri as a could have been a possibility. Athena in the jungle, Khepri in the support role. But Neith's going to be locked in for Astro this time round. We're not sure where that Chronos is going just yet, because that could go into the duo lane as well. The way they've picked that could signify that's the case.
And Astro, if they can't get Chiron, they're going to go with the other lane dominant hunter. They're going to pick up Neith, and once again, it's going to be that Khumba who caused so much disruption last game, and Morphia are going to have to deal with him once again.
If you're Morphia here, would you look at taking Khepri as well? It should be a consideration, right?
That also comes down to God Pool. Athena, while she can be played in the jungle and solo, it's something that your players need to be very comfortable with.
Good point. Solo is still an option for Morphia to take it there, but they're going to look in Thor more than likely for the jungle. Into the counterban phase, Ice is taken off the table. Astro, with their response here, they're probably going to be looking towards, I'd say, a mid laner or a hunter, and there's a Hoek.
And they'll probably ban away a second hunter after that, I would like to imagine. Make sure to put Morphia in an awkward spot. Morphia here, they'll probably continue to target out mids, I would assume. That's what we seem to see. It doesn't seem to be like, we don't want to deal with this god and this god. It seems to be like, we want to limit this role's god pool because they haven't been selected yet.
Will they go for mid lane again then, Morphia? They've taken away Isis. What else will they look towards here? Chronos is available.
So many options.
So Posiedon is available, which we've seen a little bit of play of during this tournament so far.
And Posiedon very strong considering you can't get 2 relics, which means you can't go the Purification Beads and the Sanctuary. And we do actually see more players go for the Purification than the Sanctuary early on, which allows Posiedon to have that, first 12 levels where he's very destructive. But Morphia instead did not enjoy Ducky's play last game.
They did not. And they've actually banned away Bellona there, Astro, as well. I think Morphia were looking potentially here, either that means Lawlyet doesn't have a very good Vermon, or he's not confident in it, or they didn't want to pick it. Instead, they're going with the tier. Get him online.
He's back in the game. See, now we need Manny back.
No.
Yeah, we need Manny back.
He's gone now.
He can't use the skid in
You
this game
ruined
anymore.
him.
That's the worst.
You ruined him putting on a fake accent.
What? That wasn't a fake accent.
It's offensive to a lot of Scottish people. Where's there?
I don't know, man.
You sounded Irish.
Across the pond.
Sun Wukong is the response. Now, Sun Wukong hasn't been getting a lot of play just lately just because his early game isn't as strong as some of the other warriors.
Yeah, he took some hits to his base health and mana, and really hasn't seen a lot of play back. But if you can make him out of that laning phase, still very destructive in team fights, and that's what Astro are going to look for. And it's going to be Scylla, the last god locked in for Astro.
A lot of setup for that Scylla
Yes.
as well for Astro. They're going to have the Khumbakarna ultimate, the Epic
They have
Uppercut,
everything.
and they also have the World Weaver that can help
Every
this.
god from Team Astro can set up for Scylla outside of the Hunbats, and it's still a setup, right? You still know the direction the player is going to be pushed inside Fear No Evil. It's just not a hard, like, you stay in this place and you don't move.
I do like both compositions here, though, because Morphia has a lot of CC available to them. They're going to be running the Athena Chronos duo lane.
Ooh, okay. That's pretty
I
interesting.
suspect it's Athena Chronos. It could be
Yeah, it
Athena
has to be.
Poseidon.
I don't think they're going to be running the Poseidon. Yeah, Mr. Stefan's going to be picking up Poseidon in the mid lane.
You can dream.
You can see the pings already coming out from Astro. We actually saw Morphia invade last time, and I think that's what they're pinging. Astro want to make sure that Morphia can't find an early kill in this game.
Yeah, not this time round. See, the shell picked up early for Hoek on that Athena. Meanwhile, though, Khumbakarna not chosen anything just yet in terms of Relic. He's chosen to hold on to that. And I can understand that sometimes in the Guardian role to potentially keep hold of that and pick something up when he realizes where the threats are coming from.
It's a little bit risky, I would say, though, not going... I understand it as well, but if you get put in a bad spot in your lane and a curse or a shell or a sprint would have saved you...
He went blink last game is the big key there for me. He went blink, he used it twice in the early stages.
Yeah, it's probably like,
So
on
what's
my
the point?
first back, are we in a dominant position where
Blink.
I can go blink and be aggressive, or have we been out-pressured in our lanes and I need to get a more defensive active, pick up the
A
sprint?
curse or a sprint, potentially. Yeah, we'll see which one he ends up going for at the moment. Actually, he has gone back to base now after placing wards, and he's gone blink. So all our talk there, wasted. Wasted away, as per
Just wanted to
usual.
get out and place those wards. Speaking of wards, though, for Astro, you can see them very aggressive positions as well, very deep into Morphia's jungle. So did not like, we talked about it already, but, you know, getting first blooded is really rough. So going to make sure that doesn't happen for the second game in a row.
I mean, you want some cheese if you've got to try and pressure yourself into the late
Innovate's not
stages.
cheese.
It was
Cheese
a
was
little
like
cheesy.
old Noir taking all three of my Phoenixes before I could
Or Loki
back.
split push. Is that cheese?
Yeah, look, kind of, but
Because
not
split
as
push is
much.
not
Noir
cheese.
was the worst, man.
That's true.
It's like Bakasura and Bastet split push are cheese because they just drop their minions to take the tower, right? Loki at least has to get a wave done. That's just annoying.
Well, this time round, it looks like Astro will be safe in their own jungle. No invasion this time round. Morphia not going to try and go for it 2 times in a row. Instead, they take their own red and the boars. They didn't even do back harpies on the left-hand side, Morphia, and they didn't do harpies either. So they're going to be a little bit behind in terms of experience, but they should get to lane a bit quicker.
Yeah, so that's the thing about that is that especially against Neith Kumba, who are going to have a lot of push, you want to make sure to get to lane and get lane control. You don't necessarily want to fight or try and poke out. You just want to have pressure in the lane, so even though you don't have the stronger clear, you can hit the minions beforehand, and that's exactly what they've done so far, and I love this choice from
Do get a bit of pressure on, but you can see immediately the wave clear that they'll have is the left-hand harpies are now going to be contested by both sets of mid lane
they're going
and
to backs
jungle
now.
combos.
Look at that. So Ace King and Hoek actually pressure the lane, but then go to backs. But it's going to be awkward when they come back in the lane. They need to be
Is
careful.
this wise for them, though, just to play it safe like they are doing and just look to farm and get Chronos to level 5 first?
Maybe. Left-hand side, though, Iroyz is going to find the last hit on that. Sanjo didn't necessarily know his auto attack damage or where the help was going to be. That was a close one.
It does seem that Morphia's duo lane are just going to play this one very passive. You can even see that with Athena going for the shell early on, worried about the early game burst damage potential, especially with Scylla I'm a Monsters coming out. So for the time being, it looks like Astro's game plan is to be, well, they're going to be the aggressors, but Morphia's going to sit back and wait for Chronos to sort of hit his stride, but maybe they won't let him.
Ace King in a lot of trouble here. Minion going to get knocked into him. Wlfy taking a little bit of poke, but Ace King will be able to successfully back out of this one. No health potions for him, though, so he has to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, good little pressure from both the two teams
Early
there, but a
rotation.
rotation coming out from Morphia here. You can see Stefan and
The pings happened already, and they walked over wards, so Astro know about it.
they were well aware and just walked straight back to safety for the time being. Goal relatively even still in the early stages. You can see the right-hand side, Scylla and Hun, Batz, Sanjo, and Scylla rotating over towards the right-hand side, looking potentially for the imps, which are coming down.
Ace King already back up to health. Nice taunt because Ace King was getting hit by a root.
He's still going to get hit.
Gets hit by it anyway.
Had to purification there, had no real choice, especially with the full minion wave coming in as well. Good work though from Hoek to try and body block some of those minions and take aggro there just to avoid a little bit of pressure. As you can see, Ace King is out of potions now.
Astro could take this time to try and evade the boars, but without knowing where Iroyz and Mr. Stefan are, not something they want to risk too much.
Level 5's about to be hit by mid laners and junglers very soon as we're still tuning with the duo lane. As once again, Astro just keeping the dominant performance up in this lane.
And I like exactly that rotation, though, coming from Mr. Stefan and Iroyz. You can see this is just kind of another power play where you don't necessarily even need to rotate. It's just going missing in the lane to make sure that your duo lane has pressure relieved off of them, because that means Astro, they have to back off. They don't know where the Thor is. They don't know where the Posiedon is. They need to respect the fact that they're missing on the map. And now, Mr. Stefan is level 5 here, but so are Rapio and Sanjo.
Yeah, did just drop the Whirlpool though, so not going to have to anything for the full Kraken combo. But left-hand side, Zigox was looking for an ultimate there. If you're going to find out into AceKing, Wlfy being shadowed by Wlfy. Changed the mind though.
I feel like Astro should be looking to fight at these right-hand harpies, right? If Wlfy charges ult, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Fight forced, Iroyz finds the purification and will get over that wall just in time.
Good work from Iroyz there, just to keep it at 0-0. But now with that Wlfy being down, potential for kill on the left-hand side drops a little bit for the time being. Fair No Evil was also used there. Everybody else still has ultimates.
And that's the thing. If I'm Morphia right now, I want to try and fight. I have the Thor ultimate. I have the Posiedon ultimate still. Now is a time, especially with that World Weaver down, like you said, now is a time for you to rotate and try and force something.
Red buff been started up here by Scylla, has joined in is Wlfy, Wlfy used to be a mid laner himself over in EU. He played a long time in the Seas.
He's played a lot of
but
roles.
Then switched over to Hunter for this season.
I feel like he was solo at one point as well.
For a little while, I want to say he was, but mainly the majority of the time we've seen him in mid lane on some teams. But now finds himself in the duo lane as Hunter.
Stefan could be in trouble here. The mid camp's going to be spawning here shortly, and I have to imagine there's going to be some form of contention. Thor has ultimate, and I really want to see Morphia try and force this, but I mean, Thor's kind of just like there. They know he's there.
Both teams trying to wait this one out. Sanjo still has no ultimate available here. Good taunt. No, it's not a good taunt at all because Zigox goes in the backside, gets a good ultimate off. The crush does not connect, however, and Zigox in the will to hurt passive. Pop, Zigox is going to fall down. I'm a monster popped. Does connect with Stefan, but it's not enough to get a kill.
That was awkward. I mean, there was no fear, no evil from Sanjo. It should be coming up here, and it looks like about 10 seconds, but a miscommunication, right? Zigox blinks in and goes very aggressive. And then Scylla kind of is just like very defensive. Now, to be fair, she was getting zoned out, but still, it appears that Zigox wanted to fight. But the right-hand side.
Good ultimate from Sanjo, I think. Defensively used there. They get the blue, they get out, and trade ult for ult. Athena for Batz.
Smart choice there, recognizing that with the Athena coming down and no jump available, it would have been risky. And now this tier will take those backhand side harpies away from Sun Wukong for now, but
different sort of solo lane this time round. We're not really checked in with it this game either. It was very farming orientated last game until they got involved. But Sun Wukong versus Tier, different sort of matchup we're going to see when it comes to team fights.
Both are going to be doing the same thing. I'd say Sun Wukong is a little bit more similar to Khumba in the fact that he causes a lot of disruptions. It's not like a tier or Romana who are just doing a ton of damage to your carry. It's a lot of knock-up stuns and slows that just frustrate the enemy team.
Gank on the left-hand side onto AceKing once again, forcing the purification. There's the Yawn follow-up as well, using the enhanced.
I'm surprised about that.
Pressure. I don't know why he auto-attacked them. I'm surprised
because that 100% could have been a kill, especially with the purification down, or at the very least a better shot at a kill. And now Zigox, he's continuing. I love what he's doing, though, right? Obviously, it didn't work out at the mid-camps. He got picked off for first blood, but he's using Khumba and putting out pressure, causing a ton of disruption.
Izzy in the mid lane there just used his ultimate on Thor. Didn't manage to find the pick onto Scylla, who's perfectly safe. So ultimate down from Thor there, doesn't find anything. But the right harpies are spawning now, and Astro should be aware of it.
Looks like they want to take a fight. You could take a look at your minimap there. Sanjo, Fear No Evil not available either, but Scylla, I'm a Monster is here. I don't think he's going to teleport in, but Zigox actually coming in on the rotation as well. And
Wlfy being fired as well. Kraken gets jumped out with the somersault. No whirlwind followed. Meanwhile, Fear No Evil now gets hit. They're looking for the pick on Hoek. They will find it. Uppercut in mid lane by Zigox, though. And he actually secures the kill onto Thor. So a 2-for-1 exchange as Astro come up big.
Nice job for Astro splitting the team fight. And you can see Sanjo going to be juking that out. Forced to purification. And it looks like Astro, they're going to turn their attention to the Gold Fury. There's still 3 members alive for Morphia if they want to contest, but they need to be careful.
It's a bait. Blink, Yawn. They're looking for the pick here before the rewind goes off, and we will see AceKing fall down as well. Athena is alive, has ultimate available too, and she's coming around with Lawlyet.
There's the Lawbringer, but it's a little bit mistimed with the Athena ult. Zigox in a little bit of trouble, taking a lot of poke, but gonna find the root on Lawlyet. Sanjo and Ducky both at half, but Lawlyet, he's on full retreat. Stefan has rotated back in. Ducky gonna get up to the sky and start to heal in time though.
Stefan now going to be pressured out as well. I'm a monster over the top, does dunk down, gets one, looking for Lawlyet, not going to find it. Meanwhile, Thor is back, looking for the pick onto Zigox, but still on the front side. Wlfy with a good backflip to slow them down, and a good detonate too. He'll pick up the kill onto Lawlyet, and still Scylla survives.
Iroyz, what is he doing?
Falls
Completely out, but he's going to take to the sky, going to try and find Wlfy. Sanjo is waiting for him. No ult available here. He will find Wlfy, but a nice purification beats. Berserker's Barrage finishes that. And it's going to be actually Sanjo jumping over the top, trying to find the auto attacks. Teleport from Iroyz. In the meantime, though, Hoek was trying to help out his jungler. Ducky finds him.
Thor used his wall, no hammer yet for a few more seconds. It's going to fall down in the jungle to Sanjo yet again. Astro come up big.
That was poor mechanics from Iroyz. That fight 100% could have gone in Morphia's favor. He misses the double tap. It's fine to miss it. That would have secured Kuba at the start of that fight. But then he teleports, but he teleports way too late, isn't in range for Berserker's Barrage. So then he tries to reset, but Wlfy is on like 10% life, backflips, and Iroyz is just trying to run because they missed all his stuff. He was trying to reset. If he had turned around, he could have auto-attacked twice, finished off Wlfy as well. That would have been 2 kills at the start of the fight, and Astro would not have won that.
And the way the Gulf Fury was started, you saw Lawlyet and Hoek there try and combine to get in there, but Stefan stayed mid and farmed an extra wave of experience before rotating to the fight, and when he turned up, then he got collapsed on and killed, and his teammates had nothing left.
And that's something to know too, Lawlyet, right? His Lawbringer was a little bit too late. Instead, the Athena comes crashing down as he's starting to use it, which means now they're separated in the team fight. If he had Lawbringer sooner, he would have found the double damage and probably found a kill. Last game, honestly, Morphia, like skill-wise, was fine. It was just bad rotation from them. This game, though, they just seem off. I think they were very frustrated after game 1.
Maybe they are right-hand side. Lawlyet still fighting off against Ducky here. Ducky potentially under pressure here, but it has a bit of an advantage at the moment in terms of experience, thanks to the pressure that's been going on the map. 2-0-4 he is right now.
No teleport for him, but he's going to back finish off his breastplate, and the Gold Fury continuing to be aggressed on, and Zigox has not stopped the pressure.
Good taunt from Hoek there, and there's a Kraken that's going to hit big onto Scylla, who's in a will to hit the Whirlpool, still keeping a cripple down. Uses the ultimate defensively to get away from danger as Zigox comes around the side. There is a Neith around there. Monster was actually using connected Lawlyet over the back with the Lawbringer, though, looking for a pick on Sanjo, but he returns with Fear No Evil.
Lawlyet just on 1 health, but Zigox, he's not giving up, and I mean, this guy has just forced the fights non-stop.
He's dead.
He will take a trip to sleeping time, but look at this rotation in from both teams, and Wlfy will lock down Ace King. Ducky finds Lawlyet, double tap connects, but I mean...
These fights just coming out big for Astro over and over again. Ducky able to just tank up the front line. They can look towards the Gold Fury now. Scylla on the way back. Scylla not even dying in that engagement and still getting the ultimate off was what really helped that one out.
I love that decision from Aaron. Zigox on low health. Sleeping time and not activated, but continuing to force the fight. Ducky finds a stun, a wall. Actually walls off his own teammate. Stefan trying to get out, but it will be the overhead smash. Rapio finds Iroyz as well. Hoek coming back into the team fight after teleporting in with his ultimate, but already on half-life.
Good route. Can he put the pressure on with the crush, but the taunt is going to buy a second from to survive. 1 auto be
Over
enough.
the wall.
Ducky over the wall, but the Jingle Bang will not connect as the Gold Fury still being pressured here, but they're getting low.
Ducky, he may pay with his life, but Astro do pick up the Gold Fury, and Ducky's still going to be able to get out of this one. And this just has been probably a non-stop fight for 2.5, 3 minutes. That Astro keep finding the kills and barely getting out alive.
And you can see the chunks in the graph just going up and up after each one of these engagements. Gold Fury goes down, 4,000 gold lead now. And Lawlyet not going to be able to find anything. They're well aware the Gold Fury went down now, so it'll be back to farming time for both these two teams now, but it's definitely Astro in control of this game again.
I mean, this game for me, it's all Zigox, right? 1-1-9. He's been a part of 10 of the team's 12 kills, the most out of anyone outside of Neith, and he is just blinking in on 10% life, setting up for more kills for his team. He hasn't stopped the aggression, and Morphia, they're a little bit wary, right? They don't want to burn all their ultimates on them, but he's being so disruptive.
Oh, he gets stunned out. Bit of trouble here now for Thor. Has to ult away from the Wlfy. The Wlfy should kill when he lands. I think it's close.
I don't think it's enough damage. It'll be close. Just barely off. And you can see Neith level 11 didn't have the next level into it, and Rapio takes a crack into the sky in the meantime. Left-hand side, Wlfy.
Not too panicked, he's Wlfy, just going to backflip, use the Unravel to heal back up again. Now is Zigox here, going to look to pressure onto Chronos again. Good throwback damage, and poke from the Spiral. There's an ultimate. He's not going to secure, he's secured that kill, and now it's Hoek in trouble.
He's trying to juke as best he can, already on half-life, but look at this, Stefan's rotated. His Kraken is down, he's going to be rooted out. And look at Zigox 1v3, he has no care, double tap. Just out of range, Spirit Arrow off the mark, but just barely.
Sanjo swinging around the side, looking to pick up the leftovers from this engagement. They're not going to find anything apart from a red buff, which they won't be too disappointed about.
Left-hand side also has no players to defend this tower, so a little bit of poke probably going to go. I don't think Wlfy will be able to finish it off, but look at this, Sanjo going to counter ward, and just all across the map, Astro has pressure everywhere. Look at these wards, so deep in Morphia's jungle.
13-2 at 12 minutes in. Very fast-paced game. The whole of Season 3 seems that way. We've said this a couple of times now, but it's becoming really realistic that we're going to see a much faster gameplay.
There's a lot of action, and when your team can't win the team fights, if they're a little bit uncoordinated, you could see small leads turn into massive leads, and that's what we're seeing from this game. You know, Astro and Morphia, 13 kills to 2. But how many times have we seen members of Astro get out with, like, on red health, right? They're under 5%, just barely escape, and it's Morphia. Their mechanics weren't able to connect, or they mistimed their CCs together. They weren't playing together as a team, and it's gone from that, that 2 to 3 minute fight. And Morphia or Astro has found such a massive lead, and now they continue to put the pressure on in mid and blinking by Zigox.
Early purification used as well in the hi-rez. Zigox does not find any remnants there, but they're still pressuring this tier 1 tower in the mid lane here. It's slowly being chipped down. The Archers still tanking this one up nicely for them. They'll get a pressure on the mid and get a tier 1 for free.
The thing for me with Iroyz as well is that he's never really ulted in a place for a team fight. He's always the frontliner. He's never been off in the jungle and then allowing his team to engage, and then he comes crashing down. His ultimates are always very easily read. He's doing them right in the front of players. I want to see him try and come from the side of a team fight once it's already started.
And the worst thing is I've not really seen Hoek on this Athena really manage to get involved with any taunts. Constantly being rooted and crippled down.
That's the thing too.
Every time.
You can see it's a little bit risky going for the breastplate build, so he's gone into the Urchin, but it's only rank 2. He doesn't have enough health, especially against the Scylla, who has Doom Ward and Penetration boots online.
Good ult there from Zigox. I have a monster waiting in the wings as well. Will secure the kill, Zigox, with the nice root. But while the back comes Lawlyet, looking for the pick on Scylla. Not going to find it for now.
Lawbringer is available, but not going to elect to use it. It's going to be Sanjo. Fear no evil finds 3. Stefan, he's going to Sanctuary, but he's going to get mezzed in place, and Ducky finds that kill. It's 3 dead so far. The 4th going through. Sanjo finds a double, and it's a Deosai and an F6. Astro
honestly,
find themselves
come back from that point of view, though, is very, very difficult to come back from there. I can see an F6 potentially.
That was frustration.
It was.
Morphia looked so much cleaner in Game 1. In Game 2, not only were the individual players missing a ton of abilities, but they were also mistiming so many things. Their teammates weren't working together. Iroyz put no pressure on the map with the Thor, and when he did, he was kind of just in plain view.
Astro moved themselves onto the finals, though, this week, where we will obviously have a new winner. You can see there they're going to be up against Clown Fiesta, who beat out Envo Clan. Clown Fiesta having a good time of things, beat the Pappies as well.
Yeah, this is, I'm not exactly sure the roster, but I know it's a lot of well-known ranked players in Europe.
Pretty sure it's Sausage, Stactimus Prime, Angry Day QQ,
you said those,
I want to say. I'm pretty sure it's that team.
So we'll have to see how they do. Astro, though, looking very good. They also have some notable players. Sanjo, one of the players of Justice at the end of the split. So some well-known names.
Will they continue on and forward? That is the question. Finals will be coming up next. That is also a best of 3. F. and DM will be taking the horn.
The horn.
For that one, whatever that means. We'll be back after this short break.